Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Pixelmon! And today, we're going to be going over two specific Pokemon, and that would be Groudon and Kyogre. Now you can see in my party I have shiny versions and the regular versions. First I'll start off by showing you the shinies so you can see what you're missing. For Groudon we got this big yellow behemoth, and for Kyogre we have this pink beast. So, that's not what this is about. We're gonna go into what makes these Pokemon good and how to make them even better. So we're gonna start with big old Groudon right here, yes. If you're lucky to find a Groudon, then here's the stats you're gonna be seeing on it. You're gonna see a lot of physical attack and a good amount of defense. And its other stats aren't that bad either. Being a legendary, it definitely has some overkill on stats, but mainly it's in attack and defense. And if you look at Kyogre, it's pretty much all the same stats, except instead of attack and defense, it's special attack and special defense. So there's multiple things you can do with these Pokemon. First off, it would be the challenging route to take them and just level up, training on that attack and defense. That way, if someone throws out a Pokemon that you know is good with attack, physical attack that is, then you should send Groudon to counter it. But this is actually a very advanced thing to do, and I personally don't really do it that much, just because that also changes up type advantage and blah, 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 blah. Another thing you could do is just increase the attack and health on it, because that'll make it tanky in that nonetheless. And it'll also help it if it's attacked by special attacks, which being a ground fire type, it will definitely receive those. Now looking at Kyogre, you can also do the same thing. Increase it by health and special attack if you wish. Or what you could also do for both of these is increase them by speed and their best attack stat. This would mean they would get first attack most of the time and be able to put out a ton of damage with the base special attack and special and physical attack that they have. So you could manage to do that. Either way, let's take a look at the movesets on these Pokemon. On a Groudon, you're going to want mostly physical attacks, but there is one downside. He does not learn any physical fire attacks. So that's where that problem is. So you won't get very good stabs from a physical attack. Nonetheless, I believe Fire Blast is still the best decision for that, because he has decent special attack and he'll be able to do a lot of damage from that. It would just not as much damage as you would get from these physical attacks here, such as Hammer Arm, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. All of these attacks are very strong, but the accuracy definitely isn't what it could be for some of them. If you look at Kyogre, I did a very similar thing, except all special attacks. Hydro Pump is going to be your big stab here. Its power will be 180 against whatever it's doing before counting the type advantage. And then we also have Ancient Power, a rock move, not as strong, good for type advantage, Thunder, and Blizzard. Also a bunch of low accuracy moves. So what I thought to do to counter this is give these two wide lenses. Now this will increase their accuracy by 10%, meaning most of the time those extremely powerful hard-hitting moves will hit. And seeing as mainly all of their moves are low accuracy, it would definitely be good to have. Now some other decisions you could do if you want to build these guys more tanky or something, you could put a Shell Bell on it, and with their good amount of damage, they'll be getting a lot of health back. Another thing you could do is use the Metronome, as I discussed before. If they keep using the same attack, it'll do a lot of damage, and that'll just pretty much make them one-hit everything they touch. And the final option would be to use something such as a Choice Scarf. This will make sure they always get the first hit, however they won't be able to use the wide movesets that they currently have. So that's why I think a wide lens is the best choice with that kind of moveset. But it's completely up to you, completely up to how you build it, and it could really differ depending on how the rest of your team is. You might want to change some moves around. Like I have Ancient Power on this guy, but if you have like another few rock moves on your team, you might not need that. You might go for a Hyper Beam instead. Thing though why I didn't put Hyper Beam on him in the first place is Hyper Beam does 150 damage of normal damage. Now normal isn't type advantage against anything. Hydro Pump is, and Hydro Pump with the stabs is going to go up to 180. Therefore it's better against pretty much everything. And these two moves are also almost as strong and have type advantage against other things. So that's why I didn't have that. And you could consider putting Flame Charge on Groudon because it's a physical move. I'll show you that move now. I have the TM right here. And up. Never mind, he can't learn Flame Charge. So that's completely useless. No, but you will probably need to teach him Fire Blast if you want him to put out any good fire damage. It's unfortunate he does not learn Flare Blitz or anything cool like that, but it's still a very strong Pokemon. Him and Kyogre are both very strong Pokemon. Maybe not the best of the legendaries, but I think some of the coolest. So I guess thank you everyone for watching. If you have liked this episode, make sure you leave a like. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next as for Pokemon, because we got a big list going on, and many Pokemon to show you, and many minds to enlighten. So, hope to see you guys in the rest of the episodes and later in the series. Goodbye. Anything else to say, Groudon? It's kind of quiet.